Good morning, everybody. So this week we did 2 new read alouds, The New World and A Taxing Time, The Boston Tea Party. So I've come up with some culminating activities for you all to do with these 2 read alouds. The first one is a game that you can make yourselves. And you're going to have, if you have index cards or paper, you can make these. So you're going to have for your game either a king or a queen, whichever that you're having playing those roles. So you need a card for a king and a queen, and then you need a card for the tax collector, who would represent the parliament, okay, a member from parliament. Now, you're going to create some cards. You need probably about 12, okay? Now, these cards are going to be what the king will read, and I'm going to get to that part here in just a minute, but here are some examples, and you may want to adapt these cards to more something that would fit your family. So the first one that I created was, if you have blue eyes, 1. I'm going to tell you what these numbers mean in just a second, okay? If you have blue eyes, 1. If you ate lunch, 3. And you could do whatever number you want to put on there. I just did some different numbers on them. If you're wearing jeans, 2. If you're wearing glasses, 1. If you said something kind to someone today, 1. If you didn't make your bed this morning, 4. So you can do some different, I'll do one more. If you ate cereal for breakfast, 3. So you come up with 12 cards. Now what you're going to do, you're going to have a king, a tax collector, and the rest of the people in your family are going to be colonists. Now remember, they did not want to pay taxes to the British king anymore because they felt like they needed their own independence. And remember, that's what happened with the Boston Tea Party. They thought, well, we'll show him. We're just going to dump all the tea so he loses tea and money. So you're going to have a king or queen, a tax collector, and then your colonists. Now, if you only have 3 people in your family, you could probably skip the tax collector, and the king or the queen could just take the money. So here's what you're going to do. The colonists are each going to get 20 pieces of something. Now you could use these are some butterscotch chocolate chips. Well, not chocolate chips, butterscotch. I can't talk today. Butterscotch chips. Try saying that fast 3 times. Or if you had like a change jar or something at home, you could count out, maybe you could give everybody pennies or dimes. This would also help with math. You could count out, so on your cards, you could write like 3 cents or 4 cents or 5 cents. You could do something like that too. So 20 pieces of whatever you give, and each player will need a cup to put theirs in. Now the king, or if you don't have enough people to have a tax collector, you can just use a king or queen. But the tax collector is going to go around and collect the money or taxes that you owe. Now, if you are playing the king or the queen, here's what your job is. You're going to take your cards and put them face down, okay? Now, the king will have this card sitting in front of them, or queen. So they're going to pull up a card. So this one says, if you didn't make your bed this morning, you owe 4 pieces. So the tax collector is going to go around and take 4 pieces from all the people who did not make their bed this morning. So the purpose of this activity is just to see how taxes work without representation, and about how, I'm going to read some questions over here. This is what you're going to talk about after you do the activity. What was so unfair about how you all were taxed? Okay, and then how could it have been handled more fairly? And why were British goods boycotted? What methods and organizations were devised by colonists in order to resist or avoid these laws? And how important were these laws to the American colonists' break from Great Britain? And what did you learn from this experience or this game? Did you feel like you were treated fairly? Maybe did you feel like you were treated unfairly? So talk about it after you play. So that's one activity that you can do with this domain that goes with the past 2 read alouds that we did. Now, here's another activity that you guys can do. You girls might like it a little bit more, but you boys would probably have fun with it too. And this is one that you don't have to do right now. This would be a great thing to do for your mom or grandmother for Mother's Day. They would absolutely love it. So you can have a tea party. So I'm going to share with you some different things that you could use for your tea party, but you can wear hats if you have them. You can get out some of your nice little china, the china that you never use that you're like, I'll use it for a special occasion. Just make sure you ask an adult for help. So I'm going to share some different things that you can do to have your own British tea party. So if you're wanting to try out some new recipes for your tea party, you could always make some scones. And there's lots of recipes on Pinterest if this was something that you all would like to try to make together. And of course, for a British tea party, you're going to need some cucumber sandwiches. If you have a garden outside that has flowers that are blooming right now, you could always go pick some flowers for your mom or grandmother and put them in a vase on the table. It'll look really pretty for your tea party. And of course, you'll need tea, some sort of a teacup. If you don't have a teacup, you can use a coffee cup if you want to. And if you don't have hot tea, you can always use sweet tea and just pretend like it's hot. So, for your last activity that I'm going to share with you guys today, I want you to grab a blanket, your favorite snack, or some popcorn, and you're going to have a family movie night. Now, this movie might be a little bit of a stretch, but when I think of England and taxes, and I think of a movie, can you guess which movie it is that I'm going to be watching? That's right. I'm going to be watching Robin Hood, and I hope that you all will have a family movie night and watch Robin Hood too. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you soon. Bye.